All right. All right, so welcome on into the RSN Pod on this Wednesday, February 22nd. I'm your host, Mac G. Joining me tonight is an old friend of mine, man. We'll go back 20 years, over 20 years, man.
Yeah, 20 years, 2000. Yeah. I want to say 2001. Yeah.
That sounds about right, 2001.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back in the play, my man Eric Briggs. Good to have you. Good to have you on.
Glad to be here.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the NBA. Gonna get hot and heavy into the NBA tonight.
Okay.
And, first of all, I'm gonna put it out there just for me, just for my sake. I used to be, big on watching NBA and stuff like that, regular season stuff like that. I don't roll with the regular season no more in the NBA. I just think it's a waste of time, honestly. But when it comes to events like the All-Star Weekend and stuff like that, maybe I'll tune in. But it's been getting real, real lazy and stuff like that. So my first question to you is, number one, did you watch All-Star Weekend? And two, what were your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of the festivities, but I did pretty much watch primarily the game. Personally, I thought the whole weekend was trash. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Did I like the couple of little dunks Mac McClung did? Yeah. But any short guy, the dunk's gonna always look more like poetry in motion in a sense when a short guy doing it. Well, with a taller guy, you got to dunk more so with power in order to get the points, right? So yeah. So for the slam dunk contest, I was impressed with what Mac McClung did, but I'm not going to say it got it to the point where let's revive it. I would like to have seen Shaden Sharp do it because initially he opted for it and he opted out of it. So I would like to see Shaden Sharp do it. And in regards to I don't never watch the skills challenge and all that crap. I don't watch the rookie game, the celebrity. I don't watch any of that. 3-point contest. I was a little disturbed to see Julius Randle out there shooting threes. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of, it kind of put me off a little bit because you could have called up anybody. You could have called up Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard. I'm a Grizzly fan, and I know these guys shoot in the 40% range from three. You know what I mean, to make it interesting. But Julius Randle, for real, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm glad he did stink up the joint. I'm glad he did that because if you remember last year, was it who won? When did Karl Anthony Towns win it last year?
I don't even know who won it last year, man. I don't even know.
So, but Karl Anthony Towns won it recently, right?
Yeah.
And then, okay, yeah, you won it, bro. You still a 7-footer, bro. Why are we still shooting threes? Why are we shooting threes? Because I shot 40% this year and all that. I got you, but if a big man out on you on the perimeter, take him off the dribble, go to the rack. If a little man on him, you post him up. Let's not shoot threes all game.
Right. So here's my thing about the whole thing, especially with Julius Randle. Just like, hey man, just because Cat won it, don't mean that you need to be out here, trying to join in.
Right.
You're not a 3-point shooter, like that.
Right.
More props to you for trying, but that you normally, at least for the 3-point contest, you should have guys in there who you could look like at every single one and be like, I can see them winning it.
Right. Facts.
Not this dude.
Yeah, right.
No, you just out there, man. That whole it was crazy. But the whole thing with Mac McClung, just like, how come? I mean, a lot of people who've been around the basketball stuff like that, they know who Mac McClung is. They know he's been doing this for a minute.
Right.
So it was a lot of people were seeing him for the first time, seeing him dunk for the first time, stuff like that.
Right.
And so, yeah, I was impressed by what he actually did.
Right.
But a couple of them people like Kenny Smith was saying that he brought the dunk contest back. Okay, slow down.
Right.
We're not there yet. We're
Right.
not there yet. He ain't do that much. I mean, he basically saved the night. I give
There
him
you
that.
go.
He saved the night.
There you go. He did.
The dude that he was up in the finals against, I can't remember his name.
Trey Murphy played for the Pelicans.
Yeah, he was doing all right, but then it just seemed like he just ran out of ideas.
But I see what you're saying. I guess for me though, with Trey Murphy, I don't. Do you watch the Pelicans any? Or you say you really don't watch? You don't keep up with NBA enough, right?
Really.
Okay, I think he's a second year forward. I think he went to UVA or something. But what I've seen from him is, hell, I didn't know he had that athletic ability to dunk. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He's more of a perimeter 3-point shooter guy in New Orleans offense.
Okay.
So for me, it shocked the hell out of me that he went out there and was dunking. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, Trey Murphy, I'm thinking, he just a, nice shooter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they could have put him in and took Julius Randle, but see, they said Julius Randle was a fill-in. That's what he was. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get that. Yeah, he was because replacement.
Right.
But, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the game?
It was trash. Absolutely trash. I mean, last All-Star game that was good was the 2020 All-Star game, the year when Kobe first passed, right? And that's when they first entered the Elam thing. And I don't know if you remember that game vividly, but they was some real dogs that night. Like they was really like street ball playing D, like for real. We trying to win this joint. You know what I'm saying? They was really, really going at it. You know what I'm saying? In that game. But outside of that, the only entertaining part was just a little bit of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown kind of going at each other, in the third quarter. But outside of that, it was just, it wasn't much to it. You just saw Jason Tatum get hot and he just shooting threes. That was it. And then Spider,
Yeah, that was definitely what I was about to say about the only interesting part was Tatum and Brown going one-on-one.
Right.
Because that was really the only time anybody was at least remotely serious.
Right.
About anything.
Right.
It was just one of I had it on. I had the game on, but it was just in the background,
Right, I got you.
I wasn't really paying no attention to it. But every time I look up, people just pulling up from half court, like, this an all-star game?
It was so awful, bro. It was so awful because they do the Elam, right? So so basically the Elam ending is either way, whatever the final score is, right? It's Kobe's jersey number 24 is the target score of whatever. So whoever's going into the fourth. So who's ever leading, it's 24 points. That's the target score. So hell, if you up 20, you just need 24 points, but the other team, they got to score 44 to win the All-Star game.
Right.
So really kind of is over. It's really kind of over with from there, really, in my opinion, right? Now,
unless it's close.
Right, unless it's close, which the 2020 one was close. I'm talking about they took the starters out the game. Fans get voted, fans vote starters in, right? So
right.
It was like Pascal Siakam and some bullshit like that, right? So it was Pascal Siakam starting and some other guys. It might have been Luka or something, but it was like, y'all gonna sit. We about to pull these dogs in. So it was like Dame out there, Chris Paul out there, like the real vets. You know what I'm saying? Braun really guarding Giannis. Giannis really guarding Braun. Like they was going at it, like for real going at it. And I think Braun won by 2 or 3, bro, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like they was really, really, really like at each other's neck, fouling, making you hit free throws, all that. That's how it was. So it was thoroughly entertaining that year. But outside of that, the All-Star game has really been trash for many, many years, bro. Probably since Kobe was in his heyday, was the last time I remember the All-Star game really being worth something. You know what I mean?
I saw a clip today. I think it was on while I was on TikTok, and it was a video of Kobe talking about how the All-Star game is just not competitive anymore.
Right.
And just hearing him talk about it, like, yeah, because you would know that somebody like somebody with Kobe's mentality, he wouldn't he wouldn't put up or be entertained by anything
right.
game like this. So even if I say, like, if he was still around, and that fact, if he was still playing, he would be like, man, nah, just sit me down. I don't want to play out there with this, because ain't nobody playing. I guess because now I remember exactly what he said. He said that when, like, this is supposed to be, fans are usually type of wonder, like, I wonder what happens when you get the best players in the world on one court and see how they would do against each other. But don't nobody take it serious.
Right.
Nobody's taking it serious. So it's basically out there, like, from the opening tip. Giannis went in for a layup. They basically just moved out his way.
Let him get his bucket. He came in back
his bucket so he can get out the game. You know, I understand that part. All right. So you didn't even need to score a bucket though.
Right.
Just get the tip and foul.
Right.
Or don't even play.
This the problem though. It's a rule in the NBA that states that if you know without a shadow of doubt you're gonna play the last game before the All-Star break and the game after the All-Star break, you have to play in the All-Star game.
Oh damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you can't just arbitrarily just say, you know what, I'm not gonna participate in it. But I wish they would just do that, have fresh blood, because it's certain things. It's like, damn, I can't get, like, okay, like case in point, you know, I'm a Grizzlies fan. All right, so, you know, heavy on Ja. And the fact of that I'll get a better showing from Ja in Detroit on a Tuesday night than the All-Star game is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just trotting up the floor, just jogging up the floor. You just passing and you moseying on. Okay, I got a lane. I guess I'll do a little dunk real quick, and that's it. But then on a Tuesday night in Detroit, you ain't even playing the best of the best. You see what I'm saying? You playing Jalen Ivey, Jalen Duren, rookies, and then you say, oh, nah, I'm finna go for 25 in the third. You know what I'm saying? That's wild to me that it's like that. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I don't know what else they could honestly do with it, because at the end of but another thing that plays into all of this is like the whole load management thing as well. So a lot of guys are out there strictly just to enjoy the festivities and to not get hurt. And so they could stay healthy, you know, down the playoff stretch. Yeah.
I could understand that, but we're talking about an exhibition. Like, I mean, if you look back over the years in an All-Star game, don't nobody really get hurt. It's not like this is the NFL, where I could understand why they went to flag, even though the Pro Bowl was never really a thing where you are worried about somebody getting injured, even when they was tackling.
Right.
But at least you can understand why they changed to go to flag.
Right.
The NBA, it was like Kobe also said, this is like, these dudes will go harder in the summer playing open court at LA Fitness.
Yeah, or the Drew League or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then they get out there in front of the fans who voted them in or who wants
And
to see them play
paying their hard-earned money.
and pay their money, and they jogging it out.
Right.
Well, like I said, I mean, what can you do? It's something I think, Adam Silver has played into this too, because he's allowed them. I think they had said recently, like they used to have this thing to where the players had to be, all the all-stars had to be in the city on Friday by Friday night. He done changed. He done moved it back. Now they ain't got to be there this Saturday.
Really?
And still, even some of the players didn't show up until Sunday.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely a players' league. I mean, a lot has to do with, of course, LeBron kind of somewhat changing the landscape, but it's still initially the league didn't become a players' league until really, Larry and Magic got in the league when they were not getting the ratings. Back then the games were on tape delay, things of that nature, right? So
Right.
it took them to become stars in order to broadcast, the NBA. Then when Mike came in the league, it was up from there, right? So, but it's just the sense of, again, that they dug themselves in the hole. Like, okay, like in the NFL, a star don't mean nothing. The team is the star in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you got these star players, right? Yeah, you got Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is a star player, but bro, ain't nobody thinking about Pat Mahomes. People think about the Kansas City Chiefs, for real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you think of NFL, the first thing come to mind is whatever team you root for, right? Not a player, right?
Yeah.
But in the NBA, when you think about the NBA, what do you think about? A player.
The stars. Yeah.
The star. Because that's it. It's almost like we've been programmed that way based on how they've always promoted each own's league. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
So that I'm glad you actually sort of led into load management. We just started talking about that too, because for for the longest, I've always, I'm just going, if people gonna call me old school, you just call me old school. But I'm just not a fan of, dudes. If you're not really hurt, if you're not seriously hurt, then you should be playing. You should be playing, period.
I see.
Unless you somebody like some people just, the jokes be flying and stuff all day about, Anthony Davis and Zion, like that, Kawhi.
Yeah, right.
Them jokes they ain't gonna never go away. But you look in a box score and you see like a DNP coach's decision or DNP rest. When you mean rest? Rest for what? Rest for what? How much you getting paid?
Right. And
you need rest?
Right. And I get, and to your point with that, I get what you're saying as far as the money wise, right? So again, you play 82 games a year. Should the NBA season be kind of dropped down a little bit, cut from from 82? I tend to agree upon that. Now, where this is the thing with my issue with the load management. I honestly really don't give a rat's ass if you sit a player, right? My issue is the fact that what they're doing. If you pay close attention to the NBA now, it's always the second night of a back-to-back. That's when they sit they star players.
Yeah.
The issues I have with it is they're always sitting these guys on the road.
Yeah.
That's not where you need to sit them at.
Yeah.
You get 41 games at home, where the fans get to see that player 41 times. These players go to that city once or twice a year.
Yep.
You got people, small towns come and drive here to go see this particular player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's going to happen. Like, oh, this person's sitting out, and it's like, nah, like, okay, I remember like Golden State set like everybody against Cleveland at Cleveland.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all only go to Cleveland once a year, bro.
Right.
Come on now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But then at home, they playing every home game. Make that make sense. That don't make sense to me. That don't sit well with me. You know what I mean?
It don't. And I'm with you on that 100%.
Right. So yeah. Some teams do it be more disrespectful than others with it. Like, you know, back in the day, Popovich used to do it, but now, you know, San Antonio is so non-competitive, it don't matter. No one cares about what San Antonio is doing, right? So, but a team like, okay, Golden State, they'll legit have a nationally televised game on ABC, bro. And could care less and just sit Steph, sit Clay, sit Draymond. You know what I mean? You be like, bro, that's who people coming to see. That's who they want to see play. You know what I'm saying? At least certain teams got enough sense to say, okay, even when Braun sits, right? Braun ain't said a lot this year. But when Braun do sit, it be games that you ain't gonna see on TV. You know what I'm saying? And it's same with like, okay, like when certain stars play, like, oh, nah. Oh, this game on ABC. Nah, this game on ESPN, this game on TNT. Nah. Stars, when them games on national television like that, people coming in and tune in to watch them stars play. They ain't here to watch, you know what I'm saying? When, you know, whoever the, you know, the scrubs is, or whoever, you know, whoever the non-stars is for each team. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody come to see that, bro. So let's stop with that. I just have that issue is that I hate the road. I literally just hate that teams are sitting players, star players on the road when you know damn well fans are coming there
to see them.
To see them. Right.
Yeah.
You know.
When you were talking about shortening the season possibly, I think when it comes to load management, I think that you should actually go the opposite way. Not in the number of games though, but just lengthen the season to where you're not, maybe if you want, you can do it either way, but I don't want to cheap the fans out of 82 games.
I get what you I see exactly what you're saying.
But what I would say is that if the season was a little bit longer, you can space out these games a little bit more to where you don't have a lot of back-to-backs, and maybe you can eliminate some of this problem that we having with load management.
So do you shorten the playoffs?
No, you just
some got to give though. Some got to give, bro. Something has to give.
You got to go back and like these. I can't remember the playoff format. The current playoff format. The first round is it 5 or 7 games?
It's 7 now.
Because that's what you need. You need to drop them back down to 5.
Back down to 5, right? Okay, so that makes sense. So my whole thing is this right here. Like there are too many. Okay, like case in point. With I get exactly what you're saying about cutting out to like minimize the back-to-backs, right? Because if you minimize the back-to-backs, that allows these players not to load manage, right? So that is correct. The issue is this. The NBA season is fairly long in itself, right? So it starts mid to late October and go all the way into June to Father's Day. That's a lengthy season.
But you can also do what the NFL did also. Cut the preseason down a little bit.
Right.
Because who really watches the preseason?
You're right, but the NFL still, once the season over with, it's still 6 or 7 months in between though. It's still what 6 months, 6 to 7 months, almost 7 months from the Super Bowl ending to the first game of the season. There's a 7-month break. The NBA is getting what 3 months, if that.
Yeah, I mean they're basically getting the summer off.
That's it.
They're
Just
basically getting the
basically
summer off.
something off, right? Now, and see the playoffs last so damn long. The season actually ends in April. Like we're at the down stretch. So our All-Star break happens. By the time All-Star break happens, every team has played at least 60 games or damn 60 games, right?
Yeah.
So every team has between 20 and 25 games left for the season. So like you just said, if you now, based on what you're saying, if you shorten the first round, get it back to 5 games, right? 3 out of 5. That will also make the first round a hell of a lot more interesting. Also,
right.
Cut down the breaks, bro. It'd be like 3-4 days between games, bro.
Yeah. That's also an issue too, especially when you get to the NBA to the finals.
Right.
Like game 1 will be on like Thursday night if it start on a Thursday night, and then game 2 be like Tuesday.
Yeah. Right. Right. The games be too spread out. It should not be that. It should be every other day and a day in between for travel. It shouldn't be a game. You shouldn't have played Tuesday, bro, and you don't play again the Saturday.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it really be like that in the playoffs. So you sit here, the NBA playoffs is literally 2 months long. 2 months.
Yep.
From the mid to late April till mid-June, bro, the playoffs is. The NBA, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because it is. I mean, with the exception of baseball, it's the second longest season.
Right.
But even in that, baseball is just a different animal, because they play sets, 3-game set, 4-game set, and they back to back.
Right. But they'll play each other for 3-4 games straight.
Right. So they're not traveling as much, and I can understand that.
Right.
Yeah. It's I don't know, man. It's a dicey situation. If you do shorten it though, where do you go down? Do you go down to 60? Do you go that far?
I'm not gonna say I was thinking maybe like 72. So I'm just say about 10 games.
10 games
right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But what you're saying makes sense too. But it's just the frustrating part about it again is that if you short it, you have to shorten it on a playoff situation if you extend it out, right?
Yeah.
Now, but again, the goal is to eliminate the back-to-backs.
Right.
Like there should be no reason whatsoever that you playing at home this night, and the next night you're on a back-to-back and you're playing on the road.
Right.
Make that make sense.
Right.
That don't make sense whatsoever, right? So, but if you say, let's just say if you did do a back-to-back, maybe do the baseball format for a back-to-back. You know what I mean? The NBA schedule is already weird as is. Like there are games where you'll play, you'll go to that city, because I've seen the Grizzlies do this. Grizzlies went to Utah, played on a Saturday night in Utah, then had to play again on Tuesday night in Utah. You know what I mean? Back-to-back games.
Play back-to-back games
in Utah. Yeah.
I ain't never seen that.
Right. But it happened. It happened this year. So
3-6-3-1-6.
It's but when it's all said and done, I mean, it's done. We really with load managed, man. It is what it is. That's how I look at it. It's just teams are going to do what they got to do to put themselves in more advantageous spot in order to protect their players for come playoff time. That's how their logic is with it. I don't agree with it. Like you said, steel sharpens steel. You feel me? So at the end of the day, Mike never missed no game. He played 80 games a year. You know what I mean? 80.
Now,
when Kobe was
also,
there, he played 80 games a year.
Right. Kobe was not going to miss no games.
Right.
I also think that even if there was a such thing as load management back then, none of them dudes would be with it.
Right.
I don't think any of them dudes would have been with it because also, I don't think this is a part of load management. I just think it's, the whole league is different as a whole,
Right.
They're gone are rivalries. Rivalries are gone.
Right.
Everybody like each other.
Right.
Like they're just, and I think that plays into how some coaches coach their guys when it comes to getting a night off or the need to nobody really talks about battling for position, playoff position, stuff like that. They're just we get in, it's a different ball game. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true. It is a different ball game, but you seem like, a lot of guys, LeBron has been accused of it before, of just, doing just enough in the regular season to get there. And then, when it comes time, he just, okay, it's go time.
Right.
At the same time, you always say that you're doing it for the fans.
Right. But that's not doing it for the fans, because if you're doing it for the fans will be enjoying it every night. They'll be more glued in, more entertained, you know what I mean, with what's going on, instead of sometimes being a little apathetic about the NBA. Like you said, truth be told, the NBA is fairly boring, but it's excitement in Memphis because we got a young star, and he be trying to dunk on everybody. He do something ignorant every game, so you be like, oh shit, let me put it on here to see what Ja gonna do tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I could really care less to watch games. I mean, the only other game is now I watched almost every Grizzlies game. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't, right? Okay. Now, but the only other game I could honestly sit here and say that I was locked in on was the game against OKC to see Braun break the scoring record. After that, that really is it. I just peep into games. I just look on there and see this. Don't get it twisted. I just track the scores. I go on Bleacher Report, see what each team did that night.
Yeah.
See what players did scoring wise, things of that nature. But to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm about to lock myself in and watch an NBA game," nah, bro, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good for real. I'm good. And
let's talk about your boy Ja real quick, since you want to, that's your team, that's your boy. And right now, he's my favorite player to watch in the league. Just basically echoing what you said, because he's a highlight.
Right.
He's a highlight. You anytime you see him coming down the court, you and then when you see him take some steps, you're like, oh shit, what he about to do? But I want to talk about some of these things that's been going on with him, and sort of stuff that's been hanging around the team for a little bit. This people are saying that he's he needs to be careful about his image and stuff.
Right.
What he's trying to do. What do you think about that?
Well, again, I'm tapped in. So by me being tapped in, I got young cats down in Memphis. I'm always in Memphis, right? So a lot of the stuff that's going on is true. All that stuff, what they saying is true. He may downplay it, It's true though, bro. You know what I mean? So, my thing is this right here. You know, Ja swear that let Ja tell it, Ja about that street life. He always been about that street life. This what it is, right?
Yeah.
But you grew up in a little rural town in South Carolina, so I don't know how much hood it could be, right? But there's certain things, it's just certain little aspects that I like the brashness of them. I like the talking and stuff like that because that brings attention to the city. You know what I mean? It brings attention to the team. Therefore, putting Memphis as a whole on the map. That's how I look at it. But a lot of the stuff he's doing is silly. He do need to cut it out. His entourage isn't the best, quote unquote, entourage. But you know, you got your homeboy because his man, his right hand name Devontae Pack. And so that's K came up with. Now Devontae been banned from all Memphis home games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was part of that whole situation with Indiana when the shit went down, right?
Yeah.
So he's been banned from those games, but I know I don't think they wouldn't do anything dealing with T because I think they know that'll piss Ja off.
Right.
Like Ja can probably deal with Devontae don't show up, but them saying, "Oh, T can't show up," that's a different story.
Yeah.
I don't really like what T does. Not saying that T ain't supporting his son, but bro, dude be getting drunk at every game, bro. He be getting drunk at every game. He be sitting there on the sideline getting lit, bro. So that to me ain't no good image. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like again, it's like you just on this hood shit all of a sudden that you really, to me, you really wasn't on, but now all of a sudden it's like you really on it. You know what I mean?
You think is he doing it now more to try to actually prove people wrong?
I don't know. Right now, it ain't no good look. You got a signature shoe coming out in April, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a signature shoe coming out in April. You got endorsements here, endorsements there, all that, right? So I don't know if you trying to be, what are you trying to be? You trying to be a millionaire or you trying to be the next Allen Iverson?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to? You trying to build building legacy wealth or however you want to say it, right? For your daughter and your family, or you trying to do this right here? You know what I'm saying? Or you just saying, oh, I'm just gonna hoop. I don't care what's going on. And I'm gonna bring, if somebody disrespect me, I'm gonna bring this street shit to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff that but he's young. He's so young though. He's so young. He's from the country. It's like you could tell he kind of had a hood upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he was in the burbs or nothing like that. You can kind of tell he had a hood upbringing based on where he lived. Even though it was in the country, it's kind of, look a little hood.
Okay.
But if you sit here and but it's like, bro, what you got to prove that you hard for?
Right.
Bro,
to who?
To who?
That's my whole thing. Like, to who are you trying to prove it to?
Right. Bro, you can move your whole family out of, you know what I'm saying? You can bring like I said, we about building generational wealth, bro. That's what you supposed to be about, right?
Right.
You got your whole family. You could take your whole family out the hood, bro. What you did. Like, dude, literally, he's so close knit with his family. When he first moved up here, his family moved with him, right? They was all living in the same house.
Okay.
Ja bought the mansion next door. Bought the mansion next door to them, so they next door neighbors now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So the whole thing is, for me, it's like, bro, this ain't your life. Like Shannon Sharp said it perfectly. Bro, you ain't hood no more, bro. Even if you was hood, why you trying to act hard? You ain't hard now. There's no such thing as a hard millionaire, cuz. There's no such thing as that, bro. You got a $200 million contract, bro. You got endorsements. You got Beach. You got Hulu. You got Uber Eats. Your Nike signature shoe finna drop, bro. Your jersey sales going crazy. You know what I mean? that hood shit gone. It's gone, bro. That hood is gone, bro. So let's end it. Let's stop that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep the main thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what you got going on. The main thing got to stay the main thing. The main thing is basketball, bro. Basketball got you to where you are today. So keep the main thing the main thing. So, you know, I mean, all the stuff is true, though. Everything they were saying. I don't know if you heard about the 17-year-old dude he punched, beat up, that's suing him. You heard about that?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's true. My cousin told me about it, like it finally hit the news, but my cousin told me about like 2 months before it hit the news. He said, Ja getting sued. He said, Ja whooped the cat ass at his house, and Ja getting sued. Cat 17 years old. He played for Oak Hill Academy. I can't think of the kid's name, but he's from Memphis. But apparently they were playing, you know, they was hooping, you know what I'm saying? See, one thing about what I noticed, Ja so tapped into Memphis, to the city, he bring all the young talent in Memphis. He hoop with all them cats. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So because of that, but cats in Memphis, we ignorant, bro. We ignorant. So you know what I'm saying? So you bringing these cats over there, cat got mad, threw the ball at Ja head, was like, what you gonna do? Me and my people light this whole house up. That's what he told Ja. So Ja whooped his ass, as he should have.
You know, hold on real quick. Joining us is my cuz from Florida. Good to have you in, man. We just
man, what, bro? I'm having computer difficulties
doing,
tonight, then, dog. What up, E, man? What's going on, dog?
Nothing much, Rough. How you doing, sir?
Man, doing good, brother. And man, you tapped into I used to live in Memphis for a couple of years, man.
Okay, okay. What part of the city? What part of the
city? Look, man, my wife stay in nothing but the white part, bro.
Okay.
But you know, she used to be the principal of Booker T. Washington.
Okay, BTW. Okay, in South Memphis. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all that with the police, with the pat you down and the metal detector going into school and all that, there, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Yeah. Real quick, I was helping my wife take tickets to it was Booker T. Washington versus I forgot who their main rivalry is in basketball.
Probably Carver High School.
It was Carver, bro.
Okay.
And I was taking tickets, right? Now I'm helping her at the ticket thing. We got 2 cops sitting on the side of us, bro. We in line, right? This little young cat walked up, bro. He didn't look like he was older than 13. Right. I said, how many tickets you want, young man? He said, hold on a minute. Yeah. Yeah. He said, 65. Bro, you know I couldn't count like that, right? You know that, right?
Right.
Right? I said, hold on a minute, dog. Did you just say 65? He said, hold on a minute. Yeah, 65. I looked at my wife. He just said 65 tickets. She said, hold on a minute. That'll be blah, 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 right?
Right.
This dude took out a wire like this. Off a rubber band.
Right.
Hey, I turned around and looked at the cop. He did like this.
That's it. That's all. That's it. Ain't nothing to be said. That's it.
Yeah, man. But, you know, I agree with you 200%, bro. Once you done hit the big leagues like that, bro, there's no more hood, dude.
Right.
If you're gonna stay in the hood, you is jeopardizing your career and your life.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And and you right, Shannon Sharp hit that right. They didn't want no part of Shannon Sharp. He hood. He hood for real, bro.
Yeah.
He hood for real. He was gonna get with his dad.
Right.
Cash it out. Okay. They don't want none of Shannon Sharp, bro. But he has to be smarter than that, bro. Now you in the big leagues. You done made it out, just like the Jefferson. You done made it out of that spot, E. You on a whole nother level, bro. Some of your guys, you just cannot take with you, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If they still got that hood mentality, you can't take them with you, bro.
That's one of them hard. Yeah, that's one of them hard parts about them young kids.
That's correct.
When you make it and you want to bring your boys with you, you got to pick and choose who you got to
pick and choose wisely.
Who can come with you?
That's right. Some of them can't come, bro.
Everybody can't come because you know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Right.
And stop. And Shannon was right. This dude ain't no hood guy, man.
Right.
He ain't no hood guy. Come on, bro. You don't have to be fake, bro. You're a multi-million-dollar guy.
Right.
You don't have to be fake anymore, bro. Be yourself, bro.
Right.
And quit all that woofing. If you as good as you say you is, bro, then prove you good as is and don't do this. Because all you do is putting a target on your back every single time you get on the court, bro.
Right.
Can't do it, man.
I could understand that. I can mess with the jabbering if you are going to back it up.
Right.
Because they weren't doing it. They weren't doing it, in my opinion, just from an outside view. Right. They weren't doing as much talking last year as they are this year. And they were balling last year.
Absolutely. And they snuck up on people last year.
Right.
People didn't have any tape on them last year. Okay. Now they got tape on them this year.
Yeah.
Okay? And so until you ain't going, I'm not knocking the guy's confidence. Just be smart about being confident.
Right.
Don't put the whole league down, your whole division. You go, I'm worried about Boston.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You ain't even made it out of your division.
But you know what though? They made them worry about it now with all this, which something we need to move into and talk about is the new landscape of how everything is in the NBA based on the trades that just went down.
Yes.
Buyouts and things of that nature.
Yes.
So when it was like, okay, he said, yeah, I'm fine in the West. Next thing you look up, Lakers got artillery with Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, D'Lo. Then you look up, KD got traded to Phoenix. Kyrie got traded to Dallas. So when you said you was fine in the West, nah, bro. The West
you ain't fine in the West.
Yeah, you ain't fine in the West no more. Me personally, I don't think the Grizzlies are gonna get out the first round. That's just my opinion, based on the way they've been playing, and I know what the Grizzlies are missing.
Right.
And so therefore, I don't see them getting past it. But when it's all said and done, go ahead.
Where they seated right now?
They're number 2 in the West.
Okay.
Yeah.
They number 2 in the West, but the difference between number 2 and I believe number 6 is like 2 games. I mean, they like right there.
Right.
And it can go, and my question to you, E, is you looking at their roster, what are they actually missing you think they missing?
They missing, for me, they're missing a legit 3-and-D guy on the wing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we've been, in my opinion, we've been missing a 3 since we traded Rudy Gay. Hell, we traded Rudy Gay 12 years ago.
Yeah, that was years.
And we have not filled into that void. Like I hate Dylan Brooks. I can't stand Dylan Brooks.
Bro.
I can't. I hate him.
Let me tell you something, man. That guy, all right. I understand he's trying to do the Draymond Green, be the bully. I'm designated bully on the team. Almost like Patrick Beverly, I'm the designated bully on the team. But bro, some of the antics that he's doing, dog,
right,
it's gonna hurt the team.
Right, it is going to hurt the team.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just me watching him. I cringe every time on offense. Like he takes, like Mac. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you be watching the Grizzlies, but rough. If you didn't watch the Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks take the worst shots I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, his shot selection is.
It's horrible.
To me, Jared Jackson, he takes terrible shots too, man. But
he takes Jaren Jackson takes a little too many threes in my opinion.
Too many threes, bro.
Right, but when he in his groove, right. But the problem is Jaren don't get in his head sometimes. Like when I'm watching Jaren play, I'm like, bro, can't nobody guard you, bro.
Right.
So you need to either work the post or put the ball on the floor and go to the rack.
Right.
But again, he does the same thing. He shoots a lot of threes. He'll take 6 or 7 3-point attempts a game.
Right.
That ain't your game.
No.
And we don't have enough shooters. So the guys who you want, like case in point, like it was a guy like I wanted because I'm like Grizzlies, I don't know what y'all looking at, but Cam Reddish was out there, things like that. Like Cam Reddish not getting burned, and he can come in and knock shots down for us. You could have gave up a 2nd round pick, things like that, just to pull, get him. But like, if I could, or if they was able to pull off the OG trade, OG Ananobi trade,
the OG,
then that would have just took us. That would have took us to the next level.
Right.
So thinking about that, were you kind of disappointed that they didn't do anything? Because Denver didn't do anything either.
Denver didn't do anything. Well, Denver traded away Bones Highland, which I don't know why, but they traded Bones away. But who did Denver get?
Where did he go?
They traded him to the Clippers.
Bones
Highland. Back up. But I'm trying to remember. I don't remember specifically who Denver got. I don't think Denver got better.
They didn't get a piece.
I don't think they got they may have gotten a piece. I just can't remember who they got as a piece. It was nobody of significance to say, ooh, this right here.
Right.
Okay, like the Grizzlies, we got Luke Kennard.
Right.
Yeah, he's a 3-point shooter here, but
he's killed on defense, bro.
Yeah, he can't play deep.
Can't play no defense, right?
Yeah. We call him Stone Feet.
He can't move. He can't move, bro. Right. He is 45% 3-point shooter, but what good is that if you can't play?
What good is that dude if we can shoot that and then they come back and shoot the same thing on him?
Right. So that's my whole little thing. That's if we can get us they said rumor has the Grizzlies there offer 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges when she got traded from Phoenix. Because I didn't think they were going to trade Mikal Bridges, but they had no choice because
they had no choice.
You're gonna get KD. You ain't gonna get KD no other way, right?
They had absolutely no choice because Bridges was the first person they asked for.
Yeah.
Brooklyn said we're not doing it unless if you're not giving Mikal Bridges back.
He was the number 1 person that they wanted.
Okay.
So they had no choice.
Got you. So because of that, it was so in essence, they wanted that in as a trade. So there was no way in hell that they were gonna come off and toss him over to Memphis. Even though Memphis offered 4 first-round draft picks, they wasn't gonna come off of Mikal Bridges.
No.
His contract is so silly that you have no reason to come off of Mikal Bridges. Dude signed a 4-year, $90 million deal.
Right. And when I'm telling you, this dude, man, he hasn't missed a game.
Right.
You hear me? He hasn't missed a game since he's been in college.
Right.
An Iron Man for real.
Right.
I mean, that in itself. good, very good defender,
Right.
very good playmaker.
Right.
Okay. So he was a coveted guy, man, for real.
Right.
But to get a transcending player in Durant, you got to give up something.
Right.
Well,
So
speaking of Phoenix, real quick, since they did do that, and we pretty much know that the move that they made is basically it's a short-term thing.
right.
And they put that they put their chips in.
Yeah, they
all
did.
in.
They put it in the middle of the table.
How long would their window be to actually win it? Because CP is getting old.
I think it's just next year. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm with you, E man. I'm giving them a max of this year and next year, bro.
Right.
Okay. And you have to question their bench. Okay, you have to question their bench because all them guys is not going to play 48 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they made by making this trade, they became really thin, and they got a lot of young guys. They don't have any vet guys. They don't have any guys that Well, they did pick up. Terrence Ross.
Yes, yes, they did.
They did pick up him in the buyout, right? So, but outside of that, if you really looking at it, because I was trying to figure out how they were going to do with the starting lineup. So I'm like, okay, CP3 at point, Book at the 2. I'm leaning towards Torrey Craig as your 3 because you need a guy to be like a 3-and-D guy.
Mm-hmm.
Torrey Craig about the best thing you got. Katie and 8. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but where I guess what I'm trying to figure out is in order to make this work, KD got to be the number 1 guy, right?
He has to be.
Like
that's the reason why they brought him in there. That's why they brought him in there to be the number 1 guy.
Okay.
I mean, you would probably say almost on every team that he has to be because any team that he's on, he's probably the most efficient scorer.
Facts.
So he has to be the go-to guy.
Right.
But I can see him playing off a book.
So my question to the both of y'all, because this was a question that came up on in the NBA TV just 2 nights ago. So what do you believe the issue is with KD? Okay.
As far as what?
As far as do you think the question was, I give you what the question says. Do you think KD's a leader or he's not a leader?
He's just a ball player.
Or a leader. Is he a leader or not a leader?
I just think I'll tell you what they said. That's all I think he is. I think he's a ball player.
Yeah, but he's not a leader.
No, not at all.
And that is exactly what the other guys were saying.
Right.
They said that the knock on him is that he can't lead a team because that's not his makeup. He's not makeup to be a leader.
KD just want to hoop. That's it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And when you are as great as he is, this is what they were saying. Now, this is not me. This is what they were saying.
Right.
As great as he is, and as great as the position they try to put him in, every team that he's been on, he hasn't been the leader of that team.
Facts.
Okay. When he was with, and I think that was Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson says, you got the biggest example of that because Steph, when he went to Golden State, Steph actually called him. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. Steph called him and told him, hey, look, I need you to be KD. If you just be KD, I'll take care of everything else.
Right. I believe that. I believe
that.
that to be true. I believe that to be true. Because I mean, you got to think of it like this, though. You got to think of it like this. So, dealing with when you're a leader, right? And when you're a true leader, you're really a culture setter.
That's
you know what
correct.
I mean? So you have to establish that particular culture.
Right.
Now, he couldn't win in OKC because who was if KD wasn't a leader, who was the leader? Russ, right? Russ ain't no leader. We see that. We see that now, right?
Right.
And then he went, okay, he goes to Golden State. The culture was set.
Already there, in place.
Right.
He didn't even need to be a leader there.
He didn't need to be the leader.
They didn't even need him. He was just the icing on the cake. KD made them unbeatable. That's all he did.
That's
he
all
made them
did.
unbeatable. They were going to compete from championships year in and year out, regardless. They just won a championship last year without him.
Right.
KD made them unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then he goes to Brooklyn. But guess what? He's not the leader there either. Kyrie is kind of being a leader because KD don't ever want to step up into that role, right?
Right.
So it's just it's a screwed up situation in a sense. Like, and I think this is what I firmly believe. Okay. KD just want to play basketball, right? But KD wants to be in a solid enough culture where there's no issues, there's no drama, no nothing. He just want to play ball. Okay.
Right.
He want to win games and play ball. But he's not a culture setter. He does not know how to lead. He's talented enough to win games, but he's not talented enough and has the leadership skill to win a championship without this piece, and somebody else holding everybody else accountable, right?
Right.
So I think where things went, because remember he wanted out in the summertime, right?
Right.
But I firmly believe, I'm gonna be honest with you. Remember once they let Steve Nash go, right?
Mm-hmm.
At one point in time, they said they were gonna bring in Ime Udoka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they would have brought Ime Udoka in, them boys would still be playing together right now. Because he would have been the leader.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
he would have been the leader, not one of the players. He would have shut all that down and made everybody play to the best of their ability.
And you know, Greg Anthony said something that was pretty significant as well. Greg Anthony said that he said, you know, they try to put him in LeBron and the Kobe's and the, you know, that type of category, and he was just like, he ain't even close to that, man, as far as being a leader is concerned. Right. You know, he said that while KD is a great player, said, I can't take nothing. He said, I can't take nothing from him being a great player. Okay. If I was I got a couple of seconds left on the team, I'm looking for KD, he gonna ball it out. There's no question. But he ain't that guy that if they down like 12 and everybody got their head down and they go to the bench on the timeout, he ain't that guy to go, you know, get your head out your ass. Let's get it. What are we doing here? No, he ain't that guy.
He the guy to put his towel on his head. He the guy to put his towel on his head.
He wiping his face, you know. And
that's a weird situation to be in for a guy like that. Like, when you think about all the talented guys in the league, or even in NBA history, you're talking about superstars in that matter. How many superstars or guys that will go down as, you know, some of the greatest at their position, or just, you know, greatest individual all time? How many of them guys will you actually sit there and say, but they lack leadership skills?
Yeah. Only other person I can think of besides KD is probably Melo.
Mm.
That's That's about it.
But it's just like
I think you're right
it's
about that one.
like if you have to if you're gonna be one of the all-time greats, like that's got to be part of your game.
Right.
That's got to be part of your game.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And who is that, man? I'm trying to think, man, because this was like maybe 3 days ago, and I don't know who he said, but he said something that was profound. He said, they try to link him with LeBron. He can never be on the same level as LeBron because he's not a leader.
Right.
And one of the guys was like, well, Kobe was just Kobe that. Kobe was a great player, man. And Kobe was a good leader too.
Mm-hmm.
But he followed the mode of the most
ferocious player ever to play the game.
Yeah. Good word, ferocious.
Right.
Okay. And we was it's a restaurant here that a lot of guys go to called Big Swings here in Jacksonville. Like a wing house, And man, it was about maybe 25, 30 of us, man. We watching basketball. Now it's a difference. See how we're talking? It's
right.
Because we watch basketball.
Right.
And then you got some people that view basketball.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They looking and man, that was a cool move. Well, how did he get that move? How were we able to get that move? He got that able to move from the guy picking on one of his players back on the back court before he even got to the front court. To even get the other pick on the side for him to get open and even get the move.
Right.
So we see this, but they didn't see this. One white guy said, I'll tell you, boy. Let me go ahead and say this here, man. That dang Michael Jordan, boy, I tell you. I'm just glad he got rid of him. Glad he got old and got out of there. He's just doing too much. And we all know. So who's your best player, man? Well, he said, I'm a dunk man myself, man. I like Tim. I like Tim. I said, Tim, I'm never gonna shoot a guy down that's a Hall of Fame because Tim Duncan is
right.
If he's not the best, he's like second to the best in power forward ever.
Right.
They try to put him at the center position.
But he made his hay. He cut his hay. He cut his hay in power forward.
He's a forward. Boy, I tell you what, man, that dang old Kevin Garnett cracks you up on them Tim Duncan stories, boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let me we got about 10 minutes left. Let me ask this last question. We'll get our answer to both conferences because, like I said, I don't really know what about one. Or we can start in the West because, as y'all said earlier, the top of the West is separated by a few games.
Well, Denver got about a three game lead over Memphis, and then it just kind of filters down, but it's all close.
It really is. Close.
In your opinion, who are the two best teams in each conference?
Two best teams in each conference.
Okay. You want to start, E, or you want me to start?
You can go ahead and start.
Okay. For me, now I'm going to talk about me. In the East, it's Boston and Milwaukee. Okay. They're the two top. And I'm going to say this here, man. When what's the name for Milwaukee gets back in shape, what's his name that hurt his knee?
Middleton.
He's out of shape for real, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why they're doing the low management with him, so far. And that guy get back in shape, boy. Woo!
Right.
Okay. Boston. I think Boston is the best team, but they're plateauing out right now.
Mm-hmm.
They plateauing right now. So they literally, Jason Tatum, great talent. Okay.
Real quick on that, Danny, before you keep going, are they vulnerable if they don't have great games from their top two guys?
They have to. They definitely. They have to.
Yeah.
One of them two have to do. They're gonna always get solid guard play from Broadington. He's actually
Brogdon's solid. He's solid. He always been solid. He's steady.
Solid. He makes very few mistakes. He makes very few mistakes. Okay?
Yeah, he's a steady-headed guy.
Yes. But Tatum and Brown, what I'm concerned about is that the load on them guys when it gets crunch time. So you just like we all know, okay, in the playoffs, the higher you get, the better the teams are.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The higher it's gonna get.
Right.
When they get to that middle part, I don't want them to be so banged up where they're gonna run into a Milwaukee team. Giannis needs 200% attention.
Right.
Okay. Now going to the West is so stacked. Now that with all the trades and stuff.
That's why I asked the question.
Woo, it's hard to judge that, man. It's hard to judge that. You have to see what kind of, talent is one thing, chemistry is another thing. You can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have no chemistry, it means nothing.
Right.
It means nothing. So all the player movement that we didn't have, specifically in the West, I agree with E. I agree with what you said. If the Lakers sneak up in there and get in there, they're going to be a problem.
They're going to be a problem. Right. They're going to be a big problem because now they got shooters. They got perimeter defenders.
Yes.
So, but the thing is, everything with the Lakers, the problem is with the Lakers is everything is contingent upon Anthony Davis.
Yes.
Everything.
Everything is an if.
It's an if with them. Because at the end of the day, the reason why the Lakers are not successful is because Anthony Davis never took that step to be the best player on the team.
Yes.
LeBron is still the best player on that team. LeBron should not be the best player on that team.
And he shouldn't be.
Right. So if you're relying on a 38-year-old man to be the best player every night, when you're a star player should be your best player every night,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. So that's why they're not winning games. Now, but to me in the West, I'm sorry, but I got to throw Phoenix in there. And I don't believe in Denver. Denver ain't built to win a championship. I'm sorry, but they not, right? They got nice pieces, but they ain't got enough to win a championship. To win a championship.
I agree.
Right. To win a championship, you need 3 guys that's going to give that every night.
Right.
3. If you ain't got 3, you can't win a championship. So, and so having said all of that, having said everything I just said, Phoenix, and if they can get healthy and get right, Golden State still in the mix. Because Golden State got 4 guys on their team that can get you 20 on any given night. 2 of them gonna be on, regardless. 2 of the 4 gonna always be on, and you hoping the other 2, so it don't matter who it is. What if it's Steph? What if it's Jordan Poole? What if it's Clay or Wiggins? Right? It don't matter. But 2 of the 4 gonna be on, right? So what you banking on is praying that a third don't come with them.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you got 4 guys capable of give you 20. In the East, it like you said, flat out, it's Boston and Milwaukee. That's it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing other than Boston and Milwaukee.
Right.
That's it. Cleveland got a nice enough team to get out the first round, but they're gonna lose to either Boston or Milwaukee.
Yes.
Okay.
The Brooklyn is no more. They got a number of young guys. They're not about to do anything. Atlanta may try to make a surge now that because what the Nets got rid of their guys, but Atlanta ain't gonna. They really ain't nothing.
What about Philly or Miami?
I don't believe in Philly. Philly, I just don't believe. I think Harden. I don't believe in James Harden, and Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. So you see what I'm saying? So when it's all said and done, and Miami is, I like the Kevin Love move. I like that pickup.
Yeah.
But that don't mean Kevin Love gonna start. I don't even know how many minutes you're gonna give Kevin Love. But Miami roster so in flux. I really don't watch them play a lot.
Right.
But I just don't see them having. They don't have enough. They don't have enough.
And I tell you, because I stay in Jacksonville, we see nothing but most of the time. Well, I got the NBA ticket, but if you didn't have the NBA ticket, then you see most of the Atlanta Magic, Atlanta Hawks, and the Miami Heat. You get most of the games.
Right.
Okay. And I can tell you, Eric, just watching some of the Heat, the guard play is atrocious. Okay.
Gotcha.
Lowry ain't the same Lowry was 4 years ago, maybe.
Right.
Not the Toronto Lowry.
No, he's not the Toronto. And he's out there sometimes looking around like, the hell? I thought I was still on Toronto's team. I'm serious, man. They trying to develop their younger players, which is Hero, and they ain't going.
What's the other young boy? They still got Bam, but
Bam will always be. He's gonna always play the same way.
Right.
He's gonna play the same way all the time. It's the guard play.
Right. They got Hero and the other guy, Gabe Vincent. That's the guy, Gabe Vincent.
Yes. Hero wants so bad to be the main guy when Jimmy Butler is the main guy.
Right.
Do they still got Oladipo and Winslow?
They do have Oladipo.
No, they don't have Winslow.
No. Justin Winslow, I think he might be in Portland or something. I don't know where the hell Winslow is.
But wherever he's at, he's buried on the end of the bench. That's for sure.
Yeah. They got rid of. They traded Winslow to the Grizzlies. When they made the trade, that Iguodala trade a few years ago, and then Winslow played for the Grizzlies for a little bit, but he never really played in any games because he was always hurt, and they let him walk. Okay. So and he signed with somebody. Oh, Winslow either play for the Clippers or the Portland Trail Blazers. I just can't tell you which one between the two. That's the last time I think.
I want to say Portland. I think you might be right with Portland.
Yeah, it's either one or the other. It's either Portland or the Clippers.
Okay.
What do you think about the Clippers picked up with Russell Westbrook?
Not impressed. I
you could clearly see that was just a get back, thinking that he's going to be, if they play the Lakers, that he's going to be, exactly some type of revenge on them guys.
Right. But yeah, I'm not impressed.
I don't understand the fit. That's for me. I just don't understand.
That's why I'm not impressed. I don't understand the fit.
Yeah.
If you're going he's going to have to come off the bench. He's going to be a 6-man because that's where he fits in now. Russell Westbrook is not a starting point guard in the NBA. He's too ball dominant of a player. He don't fit what a lot of teams doing in his positionless basketball now. This perimeter league. He don't fit into any of that. He can't
Mhm.
shoot.
Mhm.
So
And he
the only
can't
thing-
shoot.
right. So the only thing you can do with Russ is have him come off the bench, possibly a 6-man, and just give you buckets off the bench.
Run the second team.
Right, run a second team because he cannot run a first team offense in the NBA no more. That's
Yeah,
not
because
possible.
he was doing a damn good job for the Lakers.
Right, as a 6-man.
Coming off the second.
Right.
Okay. So absolutely, bro. I totally agree with you on that one.
Right.
But I'm gonna put this one in your ear before we go, man. Be on the lookout on what the owners is going to do for the league this next time with these contracts.
Right.
Okay, with Durant being the spearhead and everything, talking about trade me or get rid of the general manager and and I just signed you for
Right.
Yeah, then nobody
4-5
tell
years.
KD to sign that. Then nobody tell KD to sign that 4-year contract.
Yes, bro.
Then nobody put a gun to his head to sign
You
that 4-year
you ain't
contract
even played 1 year, E,
under that contract. Right.
under that contract.
And
then
you want out of
come
it.
to the table with
Yeah.
me and go, hey, I want to fucking get traded.
Right.
You want to get traded? Yeah.
Charles Barkley said it best when he was talking about the next CBA.
Yes.
Them owners gonna be like,
Woo,
this got to
wait.
stop. This got to stop because you can't be 1 year into a 4-year deal talking about,
No, man.
nah, I want to go somewhere else.
But this is the first time this has ever happened because you got to think. One thing about it, one thing I do respect about LeBron never requested a trade, and LeBron always played to the end of his contract. You know what I mean? When
Mhm.
LeBron left, LeBron was a free agent. He didn't
Yes.
leave. He left the right way. He left because he was a free agent.
Right.
You can say, oh, how he played Cleveland or played Miami, all that. You can talk about all that you want. That man was a free man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he did it strategically though. He
Right.
didn't necessarily demand a trade, but he made them trade to
Oh,
get
yeah.
players.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
To get him players.
Absolutely.
That's why he never had to leave because he made them get him help.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So
And that and then bro, hey man, the young cat that's gonna be the #1 draft pick,
Wimba?
Wembanyama.
Wimber
Yeah.
just grew another 3 inches, dog.
So how tall this kid is? 7'9", 7'10"?
He almost 7'9".
I hate that.
Listen to what I'm saying. 7'9".
As
you
talented
see
as that
this
kid
game?
is, I don't think he gonna play. He can't. He's no way he can play basketball that long.
Yeah,
There's no way.
yeah.
You seen this game, bro?
He
They
gonna
gonna
break
be
down.
all on his knees like something crazy.
Right.
He gonna break
Right.
down.
Yeah, he gonna break down. He too big.
Yeah. He gonna have knee problems.
Right.
Woo.
For sure. All right, man. That's all we're gonna have for tonight. Appreciate y'all from jumping on tonight. To everybody who was watching on the live, appreciate y'all joining in, appreciate y'all comments. He just wanted to read off a couple of these comments. A couple of people that were watching. The boy Mortley. I don't know why he should have just joined if he's still on.
Yeah.
But he want to be on the next one. So
Okay.
we'll have more on that next one. And then I guess a couple people missed what you were talking about earlier when you were talking about Ja. They want a little bit more clarification on that. You know, they can watch the whole thing in its entirety on the page. So you know, if they missed that, you know, they'll be able to see it. But that's all for this episode. We'll be back Same time next week. We're gonna do this every week. 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So,
And man, I want to apologize being late, man. I was refereeing a couple of basketball games.
No
hey,
problem.
it's all good, man. It's all good, man.
Bro, our kids got a long way to go about basketball, bro.
Right.
All right, man. Love you, cuz.
Yeah,
Always.
no problem, man. All right, man.
Man, nice meeting you, dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We gonna have
Likewise.
to get
Likewise.
together. We gonna have to get together in person.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
man. Y'all bees, man. I'll
All
see
right,
y'all
Later,
next week.
fellas.
Okay.
All right, man.